Alright, hello everyone and welcome to another one of AnneeDroid's replay casts. This is going to be match number 29788477073. And, well, this game is from 7.01, and as we know, after the new patch rolls out, we've got that bug where clicking on a hero, in the normal sense, as I'm trying to click on heroes here, does not work in selecting them. So we gotta go through manually on the top bar and click around, which means that sometimes in team fights it might get a little chaotic. I'll try my best to keep up with it, but I apologize if you miss some of the action and the camera work is a little bit crazier than usual. Anyway, let's get down with it. We have got a great replay submitted here, and I am very excited to see what goes down. I admit I took a look at some of the ending stats, and we are in for a treat. So, it looks like there's going to be no steals. Everyone just going straight for their own bounty rune. Going to be that 1-1 split that we see so frequently. And we can go ahead and talk about the lanes that are going to be coming down. It is going to be Kistaro on the Juggernaut here. There we go. Found him. Down here is going to be supported by Once Upon a Lizard. That is a great fucking name. Whoever you are, I approve. I'm a lizard fan myself. Our mid lane is going to be our Phantom Assassin, played by Rem is Dead, going up against our Necrophos, Fly, his daddy. Looks like it should be a relatively even lane there. Necro has the potential for some early kills, but I think PA can definitely play that one safe. Going back down bottom, it's going to be Scorpion on the Troll Warlord. Looks like we'll have a fun time against the Juggernaut. Juggernaut may not be able to out-farm this Big Daddy, as he's got himself some range, as well as that melee. Up here in the top lane, we've got Dunk Daddy taking a lot of damage. This axe potentially could be in some trouble, but Dr. Steve Brule on the Night Stalker, not quite able to make that catch. Tia Devilish is going to be on this Disruptor and having some fun time, just throwing out those first level Thunder Strikes. Wicked Chaos on the Weaver, going to be our last big player here, and well, he'll have some fun, but again, splitting the farm with the axe is never going to be great at scaling up the Weaver, so they might struggle with farm early on. Should be able to at least make it a relatively even lane. And finally, Ball Boy, Legion Commander, just chilling in the jungle, got that Iron Talon. Whew, we are in for a treat. Jungle Legion's back, everyone. Yay. Anyway, just going here. Looks like in terms of last hits, our Juggernaut's doing really well. Usually in lanes like this, the Troll Warlord should have the edge as he's able to hop in and out of that melee, just get a little bit more rockin' for himself, but he's having some trouble. The Juggernaut already got 2 denies. Crystal Maiden even picking up some last hits for herself as she's been dipping into the jungle, grabbing a creep or 2 with the Frostbite. So overall, very effective here in the bot lane. Radiant are doing well. Once Upon a Lizard going to take some axe strikes to the back of the skull, and we'll see if she's going to be able to turn this. Looks like she's going to go for the Frostbite. Running away, though. This could be first blood, and it will. Unfortunately, Troll Warlord just a little too rangy going in. Juggernaut does find the crit with one of his strikes, but just going to back off and go back to farming. Safe play there from Kistaro, but unfortunately, Crystal Maiden hitting the deck does give Troll an advantage in terms of overall gold and overall experience, so something that bot lane are going to have to deal with, but should be fine. Here in the top lane, we see the Radiant just sitting back, not exactly dealing with their farm the best they could be. Dank Daddy goes, he misses the last hit there, and Wretched Chaos on the Weaver. Usually given last hit priority in a lane like this, and Axe will just be kind of a supporty zoner, but Wretched Chaos really isn't finding anything for himself, having only 1 last hit to the Axe's 7. The good news is that it's not going fantastic for the Dire either up here. Our Disruptor just sitting and babysitting now has 3 last hits for himself, but I think this some rotations or some little swap-a-roos could definitely pay off there. The Night Stalker going to be bailing out of the lane to go snap up a bounty rune there. Some more gold going his way, and it looks like he's going straight in for that fast earn that we see Night Stalkers get, so Dr. Steve Brule is going to be wanting to gank around as much as possible, and that's something that Radiant are going to have to be really careful of. Meanwhile, Ball Boy and our Legion finally flies in the boots and the Blightstone, so a little bit more damage, a little bit more easy farm coming to the Legion, but definitely going to be at least a couple of minutes before he walks out of the jungle and is ready to tangle. Let's talk about our mid a little bit. It's actually going very even. Our little Necro is going to be slightly ahead in terms of overall last hits, but PA is keeping up for a range on melee lane. I'm actually very surprised how this is going now.
Assassin.
PA, that was pretty predictable. I think the question mark in all chat is definitely warranted, as Necro does have a skill that puts some damage around him, and PA just kind of sat there and took it. Apparently PA's wand was not there. Alright. Up top, our Night Stalker sitting real low. Axe doing a good job keeping him harassed down. Weaver as well, but I still really worry about the farm here. The distribution is not great for getting your Weaver online. Wretched Chaos is going to have such a steep road ahead of him if he wants to turn into that big spooky carry Weaver that we've seen, because he's currently sitting at 2 last hits, dead last on our CS chart here. Down in the bottom lane, our Crystal Maiden just walking around. She's got herself the Windlace, can't afford the boots just yet. It's on her wish list here. She's thinking about some tranquils, thinking about that magic wand, but she'll get there. I have faith in Once Upon a Lizard, just dipping into the creep camps and snapping up with Frostbite one at a time. Meanwhile, Kistaro farming very well in the Juggernaut. He's going to be second on our last hit chart, second only to our Legion Commander that's had free reign in the jungle the entire game, so definitely keeping this Troll Warlord back. The Troll Warlord still doing subpar in farm, even after getting that kill that snowballed him a little bit ahead in terms of experience. I mean, looking at Juggernaut's levels, we see he's level 5, and our Troll Warlord, he's going to be level 5 as well. So just having to bail out past experience range several times has cost him his lead for a single on duo lane. He should have a little bit more going for himself. Back towards our mid lane, there is going to be a Scythe dump down, and it will eventually kill off that PA. PA just playing a little bit too aggressive here, I think undervaluing what the Necro can put out. Even at such early levels, a Necrophos is already going to be level 6, as we see his Scythe shown off, and going to pick up level 7 from that creep right there, so already getting off to what he wants to be doing. Up here in the top lane, just more farming, but again, Weaver still getting the short end of the stick. Axe is doing pretty well though, found himself 18 last hits. There is going to be that Troll ulti. Is down bottom, we've got an initiation. Scorpion goes, is able to get the bash on Kistaro. We're going to see if the Juggernaut's able to go and get himself away. He's got the healing ward. Looks like he will walk away in time. Once Upon a Lizard now left to deal with that Troll's brunt, and going forward. One more hit will secure another kill. The Omni Slash to get revenge from this Juggernaut is successful, but CM still goes down a second time. In the end though, all the solo XP goes straight to the Jug, and that's going to severely cripple that Troll. Now going in lane against an even scarier core. Back towards this mid, our PA. Again, she's still doing alright in terms of last hits. Got 13 to Necrophos' 17, but she's got to play safe here. Looks like she's ready to go and fly herself in some phase boots, but it's a little bit slow going. For 6.5 minutes in, you kind of already expect her to have all that taken care of, but of course with 2 deaths, it's a little bit more tricky to find that farm. We'll see if Rem is dead is going to go make the moves on Necro, but Necro appropriately cautious here. He's going to be flying in himself some goodies. Picks up that Staff of Wizardry and the TP that he was sitting on in his stash. Dunk Daddy just going in, trying to find that zone. Legion Commander looks like she's ready to jump in. She's got herself that duel, and we'll see if she's going to be able to go and actually find it out. There is going to be that glimpse back. Ballboy, though, just a little bit chaotic, running around like a chicken with his head cut off, and Legion Commander loses the first duel. It's actually going to be a double kill for the Axe. The Axe will eventually go down here. He's just not tanky enough to deal with that Thunderstrike, but I mean, the oops is appropriately called out, because that was Legion Commander just kind of ambling around looking for that duel. There was a glimpse back on the Axe, and she needed to be more on top of that. Mid lane, there was a kill as Phantom Assassin goes down once again to the Necrophos. That's starting to be a very fed Necrophos. Now Kistaro could be in some trouble. Scorpion moves forward, needs 1 or 2 more right clicks, and we'll see if Scorpion's actually able to find it. The spin away from the Juggernaut. He's trying his best. He's got the phase booties, and there he goes. He gets that advantage he desperately needs. The toss out the whirling axes is not going to be enough to find that kill, so just going to be a TP back in from our Axe. A first lane rotation coming in as Dank Daddy's ready to go and absolutely secure this bottom lane. Troll Warlord, he's doing alright for himself. Looks like he's going in towards that Vlad's early on, but definitely needs to play a little safer here. Needs to actually find those kills when he goes for it and not give away any return kills to the Juggernaut, because well, the Troll's doing great. They need to control the pace of this Juggernaut for later on. Now Weaver going to be going in, taking a duel right to the face. Is this going to be enough? The duel's just a little bit too short. Ballboy still does end up getting the kill on that Legion Commander, but not going to be the extra bit of damage that he so desperately needs. Now Rem is dead. The PA coming into the top lane. This is all action all the time. The negative earn and the last strike from Ballboy is another kill. This PA needs to just relax and get some farm, because she's currently 0-4. Down bottom, Scorpion was able to finish off the Axe, who was in lane solo, and now with the Disruptor rotating down, it was a pretty easy pick. So Radiant, they're letting things go early here, and they really don't need to. Feeding this Troll Warlord, never a good idea. Having a crippled PA, it's only going to make this game so much harder as you approach that mid game where lanes start swapping up, teams start grouping up as 4 or 5. I'm pretty concerned for the Radiant side right now, looking at their net worth. There we go. Our Legion Commander is going to be dead on top as she's just had so much free farm. Once Upon a Lizard going to be coming down here. The Omni Slash, oh, it's so unfortunate. It doesn't bounce on Scorpion. Kistaro still going in for the chase, does find it. Crystal Maiden snapping up that kill with a little Q spell right there. Cute little play, but Troll Warlord goes down nonetheless. That would have been so painful if the Troll was able to walk away with just a scratch of HP. Rem is dead on our PA, just sitting back, still hasn't found the money for boots. This PA now at 10 minutes in can't afford shoes, not even brown boots. And the Crystal Maiden already has Tranquils. Dank Daddy moving forward. Ball Boy gonna be very tempted to go in for the duel here. The Battle Hunger, the bug is on him. Dr. Steve Brule is gonna be able to go and turn this. Axe's Call is off the mark, but they've still got damage on the Legion. Legion going in with that press of the attack will get healed up. The bug falls off, and that's gonna be the end of the engage up top. Meanwhile, Rem is dead, gonna be running away. Picking out the Necrophos, hot on his heels. Rem is dead. I mean, of all the times to turn things, this is probably the time to turn things. Down bottom, Kinetic Field coming forward, but... Alright, I mean, PA. Please. That's, like, inexcusable. Alright, Ball Boy. Potentially picked off here. Axe gonna be holding on to his cull. But no, he makes it back under tower, so, I mean, we see Radiant just have a really severe follow-through problem this game. The PA unfortunately led the Necrophos on a huge chase all the way from the mid lane to almost the rune spot and just didn't dagger him, didn't blink away, just continued to stroll forward and, I mean, eventually gave up the 5th kill to that Necrophos. That is really starting to add up, man. This PA is not doing so hot. Still working on the phase boots at 11 minutes in. Had the mid lane all to himself. Really could have done a lot more to harass that Necro, who's now feeling on top of the world. Having that completed Dagon that we saw debut in that last fight. I mean, the Ghost Shroud with the Dagon into that Reaper Scythe is enough to blow up the PA from pretty much full health. TP's coming in top. The Dire team want to contest this top lane. That is going to mean Scorpion's all in it alone. Our Juggernaut, he's got the Omni Slash, potentially thinking about it, but he's got to get some PTSD from that last ult that didn't quite fly the way he wanted it to. Once Upon a Lizard on our CM is going to be flying in the makings of that magic wand, so trying to get the most out of that magic stick, although with it sitting in the backpack, it's not exactly raking up the charges. May want to swap that for the Iron Branch, just a little bit of efficiency play. Rem is dead, going to rotate again here, but I mean, this PA, stop rotating. Just stay in lane and farm. You need farm so badly. You're still 200 gold away from phase boots at 12 minutes in. Up in this top lane. Gonna have a little bit of an initiation as Dank Daddy really wants to play here. He's gonna go ahead and get silenced up by the Disruptor ult, walking his way towards the edge of that kinetic field. The Weaver doing what he can, but Wretched Chaos still isn't sitting on a whole lot of damage. The Legion hops out of the jungle and will find herself a dual win. Disruptor gets the credit for that kill as well, so nice gold going to the supports early on in the game. That's going to make the difference in terms of vision, in terms of, you know, an early Glimmer Cape or Ether Lens for our Disruptor. Looks like he's going to be going ahead and working on a Veil of Discord, amplifying all the magic damage coming out from his team. Definitely a solid play when you've got a Necrophos that already has Dagon at this point. Now, Crystal Maiden is just going to let it go onto Dr. Steve Brule here. The bug is doing some work. Oh, the one last click goes in. Well played, Once Upon a Lizard, taking out that slimy Night Stalker. And it looks like Wretched Chaos wants to go in onto our Disruptor here. Would be a value play. The Battle Hunger, will it be enough? The right click from the Crystal Maiden does it. This is an aggressive Maiden, but just the right amount of aggressive. She's going in, she's finding kills, but she's not giving anything away for free. Even that one kill that she had down in the bottom lane ended up being a Omni Slash victory for the Juggernaut, so definitely value plays here now. Do they go in onto Ball Boy? The Legion Commander's full health. She's mean. She's ready to go with a full Desolator. A duel as well going to be picked out. Once Upon a Lizard's going to get pinged. Oh, can they actually find her? The Legion with that first item Deso, I mean, she doesn't have a blink. She's saving up now, but still about 1,500 gold off. Once Upon a Lizard getting slowed. The Axe is coming in to try to zone, but it's not looking good for our CM. They get the call on the Night Stalker, and now Ball Boy's going to be distracted. Fly his daddy moves in on the Necrophos. The duel comes in onto the Weaver. Is there enough damage? There is, and that's going to be Ball Boy picking up 20 extra duel damage on top of his already balling out of control levels. Going to be level 11 soon. in terms of net worth, he is sitting right on top. So this Jungle Legion is off to a fantastic start. The Troll Warlord as well, gonna take a page out of his book. Just going in, farming up some items of his own after that completed Vlad's. Where is PA? Well, PA is desperately trying to jungle to get himself back into this, but it is, let's slow go. And he picks himself up a tome to try to get back on par with those levels, but it's still going to be tough. Coming back from a 0-5-0 kill score in the mid lane is certainly not easy. And we'll see if the PA is actually going to do something here. Looks like a Desolator is on the horizon. No Vlads, no lifesteal coming out of the PA, but we'll see if he picks up that level 15 talent. Could be enough to sustain the PA for now. Fly, his daddy on the Necrophos, meanwhile, is having a great game. Already going in towards that Aghanim Scepter with the point booster completed. He's going to be about 2,000 gold away from the full Ags. That's going to be an Ag Scythe with a Dagon coming at you at like 20 minutes in. Definitely a scary feat. Dank Daddy really wants to move forward, but Scorpion's going to be there to help zone, so no one going down just yet. Kill score is 6-13, definitely favoring the Dire. Overall net worth is going to be about 5,000 in their favor, 6,000 when it actually comes to those levels. So let's see if that's going to be a problem for the Radiant moving forward, because they've got heroes that can scale really well. The Juggernaut, he's been sitting here getting a lot of farm for himself, sitting on par with the Troll Warlord still at 15 minutes in, but he's got to make a lot happen because his PA is dead weight here. The net worth of the PA is just a couple hundred above the Disruptor at this point. Not great here, but with a kill on the Night Stalker, that could even out. Crystal Maiden ulting a little bit far back, a little bit difficult to hold Dr. Steve Brule in place. Either way. Oh. PA. Don't believe this. 6-0 on the PA at this point. The Dire are feeling very confident. Ballboy on the Legion Commander. Starting to feel a little bit spooky as well. Is going to be flying in the Blink Dagger to himself. So Ballboy, he's ready to tangle, and it looks like this axe just walked right into his open jaws. Fly Daddy picks up the kill. Now there is going to be that Battle Hunger on the Night Stalker. Not quite enough to kill him now. Moving in. We'll see if there's any more kills. Going to be going in Dire's favor. They found the axe. The PA is still dead from that gank in the mid lane. And it's just Crystal Maiden being madly pinged out by the Disruptor sitting here near the shrine. Weaver is going to be low health, snaps up a bounty rune. And now Troll Warlord Invis walks in. He's going to be able to find the kill. Goes with the Whirling Axes. CM is now blinded, but PA coming forward. Oh, PA is going to save the day. PA versus 5. This can only go well. Dagon shown off by Fly. His daddy now reinitiation from the PA as well as the call from Dunk Daddy, but he's got that Ghost Shroud. No one is touching Fly, his daddy. PA continues to try to pressure forward. Axe as well goes in, has to use his magic wand just to get those charges back. So Radiant, they're minimizing loss right now, but they really can't contest this tower going down. And it will be Dr. Steve Brule picking up the extra gold from that. A Scythe comes in onto the Axe, who falls as well. Rem is dead, blinks into this fight. Will get glimpsed forward, but this is still going to be another dead PA. PA, will you please stop dying? My God, I'm not even on this team and I'm freaking triggered. PA definitely having a very tough time, and you know, a great catch-up item that really helps you when you're way behind in farm and have absolutely nothing at the 17-minute mark? Definitely Battle Fury. Christ almighty. Let's see if PA is going to follow through on that idea, but I can't say I'm a fan. Alright, down here in the bottom lane, our Legion looking to stack up some more duel victories, and we'll be able to do so. Ballboy, again, just starting to ball out of control. Almost 50 extra damage on top of the base he's sitting at. It's feeling real good. With the Blink Dagger as well, the initiations are easier. The Desolator picked up very early on after a successful jungle where Legion just wasn't punished whatsoever. Necro got ahead as well. Our Necro is sitting on still the Dagon 1, but the full Aghanim Scepter now completed by 18 minutes. It's looking unlikely that Radiant are going to be able to live long enough in these fights and respawn quick enough after these fights to get in and actually contest the Dire. We'll see Dr. Steve Brule potentially in some trouble. Is going to get hit by that Crystal Maiden ult once again. Weaver left to finish off the job. The buggy nipping away at him should be enough, and Wretched Chaos is going to be able to pick up his first kill of the game. So Weaver, who was extremely starved in the laning phase, Axe taking most of the farm there, Wretched Chaos, barely able to find any creeps, is actually doing all right. In terms of net worth, sitting right behind the Juggernaut, second in the highest net worth on the Radiant side. It's not looking like that's a huge plus, as Wretched Chaos is still thoroughly behind the Legion Commander by about half. But he'll be able to pick up his Lincoln Sphere pretty shortly, and that's going to help out, you know, the Crippling Fear, the Void, the Disruptor going in for the Glimpse, the Legion Commander going in for the Duel, the Dagon on to Fly His Daddy, definitely going to be a great value play. Now Omni Slash, just a little bit off the mark. Disruptor, oh, he skirts right past the bugs. They get the freeze, and Crystal Maiden wants to go back in. Little hesitation there from Wretched Chaos, not exactly warranted, but either way, Crystal Maiden is keeping things flowing. Once Upon a Lizard, now 4, 3, and 2. She is making the plays happen. Thank his daddy, looking for the wraparound, maybe looking in for that aggressive call, but he's going to have to play safe for now. There is a duel coming in. Frostbite comes in on the Legion Commander. They're going to at least negate this duel. There may still be a kill. Oh my! Dagon comes in to finish off the Axe, but the rest of the Radiant are able to find the consolation prize of Ballboy. That's a lot of money going to the Crystal Maiden. That's 750 going to this position 5 support. Now Fly His Daddy going to be focused down as well. This is a huge pick. Wretched Chaos coming back in. 1,000 gold for him. Static Storm from the Disruptor a little bit off the mark. We'll see if Once Upon a Lizard's going to be able to back out safely. Juggernaut as well getting very low. The negative earn going to be doing some work. He doesn't have his healing ward. So everyone's got to be real safe. Dr. Steve Brule in that nighttime wants to find something, but not going to be able to catch on to the Weaver. Kistaro has to be super careful. Goes in for the TP, looking for the wraparound, and is able to find it. Very well played there from the Juggernaut. And they got some ultra value kills. I mean, the only one left to get is that Troll Warlord, who's still a little bit out of control. You can see right now he's just rocking a double damage rune. He's going to be picking up a Shadow Blade very shortly after that crit stick, so he's hurting. Scorpion is definitely not one to mess with. Again, looking at overall net worth, it is going to be still in favor of the Dire, but Radiant with those 2 big kills in the Legion and then the Necrophos definitely bringing it back in their favor. Look at the experience that was shed by those guys when they went down. There we go, our Night Stalker just crawling around. We'll see what he's got going for him. It looks like he's going to be picking up that headdress. We'll see if he's going in for the pipe after picking up the Ring of Health. Definitely wouldn't be a bad idea. There's a fair amount of magic damage coming out of the Radiant. Crystal Maiden definitely being super impactful here. She's got her wards going up. She's getting very, very close to that Glimmer Cape as well, so she'll be able to go and ult and feel a little bit safe. Of course, they've got tools like the Static Storm from the Disruptor to still zone out the Crystal Maiden even when she is Glimmer Caped up. So just going to be a relatively calm, quiet game for now. Of course, Caster's Curse, that may not come to fruition as Dr. Steve Brule is going to go ahead and tangle right in with the Juggernaut. Crystal Maiden wastes no time immediately re-engaging here. Dr. Steve Brule running for his life, but Crystal Maiden is able to go forward. The CM shows off her Blink Dagger and finds a kill onto a Night Stalker. Very, very well played. Now down bottom, Rem is dead. This PA, did I just see that right? He found his first kill of the game. 1 and 7 now, but this is the beginning of a long climb up. Kistaro able to find the kill and Fly His Daddy as well. Ballboy going to be wrapping around. PA's able to go in with the dagger and the blink strike. This is looking phenomenal. Rem is dead, picks up another one, and that's 400 more gold going his way. Now actually able to make some progress onto this Battle Fury. While I wholeheartedly disagree with the itemization, it's going to happen. It's at least going to make something. This PA will be able to farm his way back into this game after being so unbelievably crippled in the earlier part of the match. Alright. About the 20-minute mark is where we saw a huge peak in net worth for the Dire, but looks like the Radiant could bring this one back in their favor. The levels go in their way for the first time here. Looks like our Juggernaut is going to be top of the board, sitting at level 16. He's going to be going in, finds that 20 attack speed for himself. Our Legion Commander, what did she pick up? It looks like she went for the extra damage, so that's going to be pretty difficult to win these duels against Legion. Down in this bottom lane, we've got our PA, maybe flew too close to the sun. Yep. Blur can only help so much. It's going to be another victory coming in for Ball Boy. Not really sure what I expected, to be honest. Oh well. This Legion getting close to that level 20 here. It's going to be able to get some more armor. Armor is usually the one that Legion players pick up. Of course, that's mostly in the competitive scene, so I'm not quite sure how it's going to work in a pub such as this, but definitely respawn time is only effective if you're dying a lot, and this Legion Commander's been doing pretty well. Only 3 deaths for the amount of aggressive duels he's taken. Let's pop a look at our Disruptor. He's been a little bit ignored for this middle chunk of the game, but having that completed Veil, going back in for a 4-staff is going to be super useful for his team, just keeping everyone where they need to be in these fights, as they're really positioning based. You've got Legion that needs to isolate someone with a duel and have no one else nearby, because we've seen how catastrophic duels can be if Crystal Maiden's right there to go and frostbite the target. Oh, Disruptor may have gone a little bit too close, and speaking of frostbite, there's Crystal Maiden on point once again. Disruptor walking himself into the pit, looking for the Roche to Nye. Is he going to find it? Oh no, Kistara able to go with that last little crit strike and find the kill, and that's going to be Disruptor. Starting to bleed a little bit. 4 deaths now to his name. He's got to be a little bit careful in his positioning, because he is a very easy target if Juggernaut gets eyes on you. He's got that little speed boost from his phase booties. And now there is going to be a Manta picked up as well, so definitely feeling alright from the Radiant squad. This Juggernaut, who had a ton of free farm in the early game, is really bringing it back. Sitting second on the net worth now with Weaver, who I am really surprised this Weaver wasn't completely crippled after getting no farm in the laning phase. Now Rem is dead, goes in onto the Legion. Bold play. We'll see how that's going to play out, as they've got Once Upon a Lizard, who immediately hops into the ult. Crystal Maiden here facilitated this kill, and that's a dominating streak out from your CM. Of course, having that Glimmer Cave on top of the Blink and 2,000 more golds. This may be one of the richest CMs I've seen in a while. She's sitting right behind the Troll Warlord in terms of net worth. Let's speed things up a little bit as we've hit that mid-game where everyone's looking for those rotations, but the kills are few and far between. Fly His Daddy goes and grabs a DD rune. Dire's bottom tower goes down, and here we have Kistara ready to go for the Omni Slash. It clips onto only the Disruptor, forcing out a full kill for him. And now Once Upon a Lizard goes in, is able to land that Frostbite. They've got the stun onto the CM, takes a scythe to the face, does end up getting killed. But a CM for 4 is a trade that Radiant are so willing to take. And now they're going to go in for a tier 2 here, the first tier 2 of the game, claimed by the Radiant, a team that looked so far at a disadvantage earlier, just a couple minutes behind in this game. They were at a very different point, but the Radiant are doing it. In terms of overall XP, it's pretty heavily in their favor. Net worth just crosses that even line, and with the tower gold starting to roll in, this Radiant is looking very, very polished. Juggernaut now going in for an Abyssal Blade of his own, so he's going to be able to go and get that lockdown that it seems like Radiant are missing. They've got that Frostbite from the Crystal Maiden that's come into play so many times this game, but that really is one of the only reliable stuns they've got. They've got the slow from the PA dagger, but I think if we've learned any lessons this game, it's that PA may not be the most reliable. You see Crystal Maiden just get clean ice there. PA jumps in to try to help, but, well, that's all she wrote. Juggernaut and Manta Illusions making their way forward. You got Scorpion going. Invis scouts out Kistara, who just wants to walk back. Tank Daddy as well, looking to continue that, at least front line. Our Axe, he's had a bit of a tricky time this game. He's picked up his Heaven's Halberd. So going to be trying to disarm the Legion Commander, could disarm the Troll Warlord, definitely a value item there. The problem is he's got to get close enough to actually activate it. And it's got a relatively strong range, so going forward, they've got that Juggernaut bouncing every which way in these fight. Kistara running back on through. Once Upon a Lizard ults, but it's pretty far back, and it won't be finding anything too valuable there. PA's still dead from his earlier exploit here near the Roche pit. The Radiant looks like they're trying to continue to press forward. They don't have the Crystal Maiden ult. They don't have the Omni Slash. So it's going to be tricky for them to find any kills. Legion Commander is still sitting on that duel, playing this game very, very smart. Our Legion continuing to farm up, and she is looking real nasty, still sitting top of the net worth chart. This Jungle Legion got it online. It looks like she's getting very close to that MKB, which is going to punish the PA even more. A goodbye evasion from your Blur. Over here, our Juggernaut continuing to farm well, just continuing to work on his, looks like he's going in for the Vanguard portion of the Abyssal first. Just a little bit more safety for him. Everyone's just kind of stalling out, looking for their own thing. Ballboy, you can tell he's so tempted just to jump across the river, get things rocking for himself, but he's got to play safely. The Dire are so postured for a fight. Meanwhile, alright, Fly, his daddy, just goes in and is able to completely solo down the CM. Not exactly the most difficult feat, as her max HP isn't astronomical. There's going to be no stop for this TP. Glimpse back. Kistaro could be in some serious trouble. PA as well. Looks like they're all running back, but Scorpion's going to bop his mean head into this fight. Now, Troll Warlord is pretty far from his allies. Can he get isolated here? And he will. Wretched Chaos picks up that huge kill. This Weaver that was so poor is now so impactful. Look at the damage coming out. This Weaver buggy isn't going to be enough. Axe goes in with the Battle Hunger. Even the press the attack may not be enough heal to keep Tia Devilish alive. Looks like one more swat of Juggernaut's sword will do it. Axe picks up the kill with that cull. Ballboy thinking about reinitiating with a duel there. Goes in for the heal. And there are going to be pings for the Radiant just to back out, leave the scene. They got what they wanted. They only had to lose a Crystal Maiden to do so. Very well played from them. Overall net worth sitting dead even right now. Experience still in favor of the Radiant. And now the Legion Commander is holding on to such a big net worth chunk for her team that if Ballboy is picked off in these next couple of fights, if Ballboy can't continue to find duels and scale up, then Legion's going to lose a lot of momentum here. And losing steam right now for the Dire could be lethal. MKB finished off from Ballboy here, so that's going to be the tool they need to completely shut down this PA, who, you know what, I want to say redeemed herself. I want to say this PA was like, alright, I fucked up early, I'll get back into this. Going for the Battle Fury, definitely not the play in my book. And Weaver has had that Desolator for a very long time, so PA going back in for the Deso isn't going to add a whole lot of value to this team, because PA is rarely fighting without the Weaver right behind him, and that negative armor isn't going to be stacking up so hot. Once Upon a Lizard goes into ward, forcing blinks out from the Dire squad, going to be immediately glimmer caping back, getting vision of what's going down here. To the Radiant try to fight this? They'd have to be a little bit crazy, and speaking of a little bit crazy, PA is right there to frontline if this comes down to it. Looks like Dire, they're going to take their window of opportunity, pushing down this bottom lane. Crystal Maiden's going to TP in, but that's very ambitious. They've got a Troll Warlord and a Legion Commander there to punish her. We'll see if they're going to be able to actually go in for the jump. Ballboy blinks forward, drops in the overwhelming odds, but Once Upon a Lizard's going to be able to back up. Ballboy's blink will be on cooldown still for a couple more moments, and Once Upon a Lizard's going to be going in, using that ult. Now there is the Blade Mail on the Legion, got to be very careful of that. Once Upon a Lizard is going to go down, isn't able to get off the Glimmer Cape Fade in time, but Scorpion will get punished. It's a double kill for the PA. Maybe piggybacking a little bit off of what Juggernaut put out, but, you know, not here to complain. Still more kills going in favor of our crippled mid laner. Disruptor going in, popping down that ward that was taken down earlier by the Radiant. I mean, they see that there's a sentry ward here, but that Disruptor can't stay long enough to finish it off, and there we go! PA making the plays! Actually went for a really effective jump there and found a free kill. You know, still not a really big fan of this build. In fact, I'd say it's one of the more grotesque things I've seen in a while, but it's all good. Who says you don't need 2 Desolators on your 2 cores after one of them built it early on and the PA has nothing? Alright, Dr. Steve Brule. Gonna be jumped on here by the PA, who's slow. She's chugging along, but not gonna find anything in there. And Radiant, they take their opportunity. They see that the Night Stalker's top lane. They see that there's 3 heroes in the pit. They're going to go straight in for this tier 2, and they find themselves second lane completely cleared out. Now, I'm pretty surprised they didn't deal with this whole situation. They saw a Disruptor come, plant 2 wards. They had a sentry there, but now the sentry expires, and they know there's wards there, but they can't do anything about them without further vision. So, you know, Dire are getting a lot of value out of these wards. It cost Disruptor their lives, but if Radiant aren't going to deal with that, it's still all Gucci. Juggernaut up here is going to be just sitting on that casual Vit booster, and he's going back in for the Basher. A little bit of missed efficiency there. It could build up the full Vanguard pretty cheap And then would just have a much more impactful item slot instead of just the Vit booster. Oh, the full basher done. It's not going to make a huge amount of difference anyway. You can just rotate the TP to a Stash or a Keela or whatnot. Ballboy blinking forward would sure love to find a juicy pick here, but won't be able to do so. TP out from the PA. Smart play there. Another thing to note with the vision, Crystal Maiden went in and warded this up. It was a pretty obvious play, so Dire are able to de-ward that and add some vision of their own. Radiant, they've got a little bit of a sanctuary over here. Now jump in. This PA going for a solo pick onto the Night Stalker, and she finds it. This is a very different PA from what we saw mid lane, who just got killed over and over again, now feeling aggressive enough to jump and actually find rewards. This Roche fight could get real nasty. Ballboy jumps right into the pit, goes for the duel, a little bit of hesitation. Not going to pay off for her. She still does find the duel victory. She's still alive, and this Static Storm just completely annihilated the Radiant. Ballboy going to clean up the bugs. They've got that Troll ulti to help him out. It looks like this Roshan will go the way of the Dire. Ballboy snaps up the Aegis there. Very well deserved after a nice initiation. Glimpse back here. They sure would love to find themselves a PA, but the Glimpse may have actually cost them that kill. Tia Devilish is fast, but it's just a Disruptor. We'll see if Rem is dead is going to respond to this in any way. Goes in, finds the kill on the Disruptor after 2 yummy crits, but does give up her 5 streak to that Necro. So Fly his daddy, having some fun. That's going to be 108 seconds with PA in the well, not able to buy back. Once Upon a Lizard on the CM here, tempted to go in and ult, and we'll be able to find that Glimmer Fade. There is going to be a Blade Mail to try to break things up, but Once Upon a Lizard still finds at least 1 value kill out of that. I'd say that's worth. CM goes down, giving away 300, but she rakes in almost 350 for the kill. Alright. Ballboy, going to go ahead and break this base. Chunking down the tower like it's nobody's business. Of course, the Desolator, very good at pushing structures. Looks like our Legion Commander going to be going for a full BKB, and she has it if she wants to finish off buying that recipe. But Once Upon a Lizard moves forward. Axe going to miss the cull, but they still do find the Aegis pick on the Legion. Now Wretched Chaos is going to be hot on the trail of this Necrophos. The Legion Commander is going to be trying to blink away from this nasty initiation going on. The Blade Mail will secure the kill and the duel victory onto that CM, but Kistaro actually comes out alive. They're able to solo down that Legion Commander using all their combined damage. Crystal Maiden unfortunately dead for 70 seconds with no buyback this time. Dr. Steve Brule going to work on this top tower. Our Night Stalker hasn't really found a whole lot of solo ganks for himself. Instead, has been killed off, I believe, twice now by the PA. He's got himself a pipe, he's got himself a basher, he's itemizing well, but his team just doesn't seem to want to rotate as 5. So everything moving on. Let's pump up the speed here a little bit till the next big engage. Our Juggernaut just going to keep farming himself away, getting very, very close to that Abyssal Blade. Just about 1,000 more gold till that's online, and that's going to be a huge component of lockdown. You go in, you Abyssal the Legion before she can get off a Blade Mail duel. You Abyssal the Necro, that's going to be big. There we go, Tia Devilish force-staffing himself away from PA. Gonna get pinged out there as they're able to plop down some vision, but she's just gonna blink back and continue farming. And this PA, I mean, ignoring the fact that she's building items that other people on her team have already had for significant amounts of time, namely the Abyssal and the Desolator, she's still helping out. I really wish she itemized differently. Oh, jumping in onto the Troll Warlord here. Ambitious play, but Troll's going to opt just to go and scoot himself on out of there with a Shadow Blade. He's picking up that Silver Edge, so PA's got to be worried about that break. Just go and breaking that blur, being a little bit more vulnerable in these fights. Looks like our Troll wants to finish off his Daedalus, already having sat on the Chrysalis since the very early game. Now, Tia Devilish goes forward, able to glimpse back the Weaver. Disruptor definitely playing some dangerous games as Weaver, PA, Juggernaut can all burst down that squishy support in one go. He's been trying his best, though. Sitting on that Force Staff for a long time as he's just been killed, chain killed pretty much, since he left lane. So he's trying to make that value play. Trying to keep up here, but it's getting harder and harder. He's still sitting at the bottom of the net worth chart. Overall net worth is going to be back in favor of the Dire as the Radiant stopped getting active, stopped looking around, rotating for those kills. XP is going to be dead even. The level's really starting to plane out. Everyone kind of hitting their max. We've got bunches of 20s on the board. In fact, Disruptor is the only one in the game sub 20. Ball boy here. Getting teased by the Weaver running through. They're still looking. But Weaver, he's scooting himself along. The Weaver's sitting at 21, has gone with the 15 Agi, and as soon as he gets that level 25, I'd say like 90% of Weavers go for the scoochy movement speed, and that is going to be a fun thing to deal with. They're just going in. Radiant, they're letting loose. Crystal Maiden's letting it go. Unfortunately, may die here. He does end up going down, but it's going to be a definite value trade. Dank Daddy goes, tries to focus down to Disruptor. Disruptor does not get the kill. It's so close, but Juggernaut's Healing Ward saves the day, and that's going to be a full wipe, trading only for a Crystal Maiden who already got off a phenomenal ult. Absolute value coming out of the Radiant. That's exactly what you want. If you have to lose one person on your team, sorry Lizard, but it's you. This is going to be high ground broken 42 minutes in. The Dire, they're going to be just sitting in their base watching this all go down. And the first lane of Rax falls. Looks like the Radiant, they can continue to rotate. They already took down that tier 2 in the mid lane, so they can go ahead and chop down this tier 3. They've got Desolators on PA, Desolators on Weaver. PA didn't need to build a Desolator, if that needs to be stated again, but there we go. Oh, jumping forward. PA's a man! Got the kill on the Disruptor. Is going to be chain killed down. Maybe not the most value play there. I don't think a Disruptor for a Phantom Assassin on a streak is worth it, but, you know, who am I to judge? A Juggernaut with that completed Abyssal. Still working on his Boots of Travel. He's going to be picking up those 2 shoesies. He's got a lot of work done with those phase boots, but we'll see if he's going to be able to actually find the bots going forward. P goes in for a nice duel and is able to find the kill onto Dank Daddy. Once Upon a Lizard plucked off as well. Just Radiant overstaying their welcome there. They got to watch out. They got to realize when the Dire are all alive, they've still got crazy kill power, crazy chase power. And I don't think Radiant are giving them enough respect for that. But, of course, with that lane of Rax, 2 lane of Rax snapped up, it's going to be 5,000 net worth in favor of the Radiant. And the XP is starting to just top off. You can see now Crystal Maiden hits her 20 as well. Let's check what's going down here. Let's slow it down. Back to 1 speed. Our Troll Warlord, he's not messing around. He wants to get in there and get structures. Kistara, what was that TP? Hold the fuck up. Alright, Juggernaut. I've been talking you up all game. But I think... I just... Alright, let's keep a close eye on our Juggernaut here. He's coming in. He's ready to go. Looks like he's thinking about it. He's going to be teleporting about a unit in front of himself. I'm sorry, man. I don't want to be mean, but that just tickled the funny bone there. Alright, let's speed it up. Normal fight time. Gonna take a scythe right to the face, but the Juggernaut's not too phased by that. Gonna be moving forward. He's got himself an Omni Slash, but will be picked up before he gets a chance to use it. Very unfortunate here for the Dire, or rather for the Radiant. Once Upon a Lizard gets pulled out of that Static Storm, but right back into the Waiting Blade of the Legion Commander, who now hit that 25, went for the 40 dual damage bonus. So now he's rolling in the damage here. 232 for now. This PA trying to run away from Fly His Daddy while the Rax are taken out. The Dire are doing it right now. They're evening up the creep score. We do see creeps pushing very heavily into the bottom lane of Dire base, but Scorpion, he's ready to go and take out this final tier 2 so they can actually go and mega creep the Radiant. We've got a lot to contest with here. Juggernaut, I mean, he was working on those Boots of Travels. He's picked him up, the level 2 Boots of Travel, so he can get in, and they might be able to just go backdoor this. The tier 4 is starting to fall as Dire are going in for mega creeps on the Radiant side. This game is getting a whole lot more hype. Once Upon a Lizard thinking about that blink in Glimmer Cape ult, and it looks like he will be going for it. Blade Mail completely unphases him. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Night Stalker buys in, but there's already Boots of Travels coming in. This Dire base is in shambles. Only 1 tier 4 standing between the Radiant and a victory. Fly His Daddy going to be going in with that Ghost Shroud. That is a long-ass scythe coming in, but PA is able to live through it. Walks herself through that kinetic field, taking that urn like a champ. But PA is still looking a little bit dead here. Oh, my camera work. I'm sorry. I hit the wrong hotkey. Either way, she does die. But Dire have 1 less tier 4 to protect them against damage. Fly his daddy doing his best to spray out and clean these guys up. Well, the Radiant, they've got a chance to reset. PA does have buyback if necessary. Juggernaut coming back from the grave, feeling good about this, going in for that Diffusal Blade. Kind of a interesting build order on this Juggernaut. Usually it's going to be that Manta into Diffusal, but you know, 2 feet, 2 shoes, had to stop and get that Abyssal along the way. No hate for the Helmet the Dominator though. That's something that we see a lot of pros getting on pretty much any core. It's just really solid right now. And Radiant are going to scan to make sure Dire aren't crawling their way into the Roche pit. Dire are going to scan, and they do find out the Weaver here. Lots of pings coming in. Very nice play. Both teams scanning the Roche pit at almost the exact time. Dr. Steve Brule on our Night Stalker, working his way into the pit. Immediate bash from the Roche as a little fuck you. Now down bottom, we've got Troll Warlord. He wanted to go get the Megas, but he's going to die 120 seconds with no Troll Warlord. That is a game-losing mistake from the Dire. He just went in. He wanted it so bad. He's like, all right, I can sneak creeps, but no. Now he's dead, and he doesn't have buyback. Dire, they're going to go ahead and try their luck in the Roche, but these creeps are pushed in. You've got Juggernaut with Boots of Travels. Get in there, buddy. Got 15 seconds. Roshan will eventually be fallen, but isn't Aegis enough to bring this game back? You've got Radiant TPing into this mid lane. Dank Daddy ready to go forward. Ball Boy thinking about a duel. Again, he's got that plus 40 damage. This is going to be a huge pick for the Legion. Axe is dead for 90 seconds. No buyback. Almost 300 extra damage in the Legion. Dr. Steve Brule going forward. There is going to be a freeze from Once Upon a Lizard, but Kistaro, a little bit of indecision and whether he wants to continue to go forward here. Ball Boy getting focused down. This Legion is melting. The Blade Mail can't save you now. That Aegis is now worthless. We'll see if this Scythe is going to be enough to take out the Jug. He's going to live through it, and the PA reinitiates. Wretched Chaos able to find the kill onto the Necrophos. They're looking for more here. Ball Boy's BKB'd up, but will still go down. Wicked Chaos. Wretched Chaos, whatever the fuck his name is doing it for his team here. This Weaver with the Daedalus getting the crits, winning the game. There's going to be a TP down from PA going through the bottom lane. It's now down to our Disruptor and the buyback from the Legion to get everyone back into this. Very, very tense now. Legion's just posturing up, waiting for the next duel opportunity. Of course, 290 extra damage is nothing to laugh about. This Legion is hitting for, 600 a pop. But can she be focused down here? There's going to be a duel onto the PA. Looks like PA may end up eating it, as Legion Commander has that Monkey King bar, so no blur coming into factor here. But I think that Radiant can still do this without their PA. No offense to the PA, but for the first several minutes of the game, she may have been dead weight to the team. But of course, now that she's got her items, definitely stacking up. Our Crystal Maiden playing up here, brings in the Juggernaut. He's getting ready to roll. Going to be getting very close to that Diffusal Blade, level 1. Buys out the recipe. Can just flap that into himself right now, and he will do so now. Crystal Maiden walking around, looking for the jump onto this Legion Commander. Getting Legion down here would be huge. She did just buy back for this. She can't afford to go down again. There they go. They got the vision. They're going to go with the Frostbite to start things off. Ball Boy goes in with the BKB. Dunk Daddy BKB'd as well. The Omni Slash comes in. They get the Bash proc. Oh, they got the Legion down for 120 seconds. This is it. Radiant have done it. They got the kills they needed to zone him back. The only one standing in their way is really going to be that Troll Warlord, but Radiant have shown that they're not scared of that anymore. Overall net worth finally in their favor, and there we go. The experience just flying up. Tia Devilish going forward, tries to get cheeky with that kinetic field, but Once Upon a Lizard able to move forward, get the Frostbite. They bring Dunk Daddy forward as well. This Disruptor just running for his life. He'll be backing off, using the Greaves to purge off everything negative thrown against him, but the racks are starting to fall. It's going to be Megas. Troll, though, he's going for Megas as well. It's backdoor protection. He's got his work cut out for him. It's now going to be Megas on Megas. There's a TP back. The Troll Warlord gets what he wants. He's stopping a fucking all chat. He's just going to be going down. Meanwhile, the fight's still going hot and heated up here in the top lane. The axe falls. Kistaro, he's got that ward to try to save him. The healing ward doing some work, but he's going to be put down. There's no buyback on the Jug. It's now Megas on Megas. Both teams with their cores in the base for another minute or so. Can the Dire actually bring them back? All the lanes are pushed in favor of the Radiant, so they can't just, straight up TP into the base and get it done. Definitely a tense game right now. It seems like we're going to have to stall out and wait for these cores to respawn before anything real happens. Wretched Chaos going to be plucking down the shrines, just a little bit extra gold, a little bit of extra map control. Of course, Troll Warlord going in with his cheeky bugger plays. Has not focused down the shrine, so Radiant do still have some TP points if they want to get out of their base. They can go take a nice cheeky fight on the dire side of the map pretty easily. Got Flya's daddy now with a Dagon 5. Looks like he's going in for an Octarine as well here in the mid lane. Very dangerous. We've got Scorpion on this Troll Warlord. Gonna get focused down. They got the bash. They got the Abyssal Blade going in. And Troll Warlord dies. The blind isn't even enough to save him. And he's now dead for over a minute, 90 seconds with no buyback. The rest of the Dire, they've got to huddle up so closely. You've got a double damage rune on the Night Stalker, but I just don't think they've got the initiation it takes to go against these Radiant heroes. This Weaver, I tell ya, he was playing full poverty mode for the first 10-15 minutes of the game, but now he's picking up a Hurricane Pike on top of a Daedalus. The Lincoln Sphere was really the crucial item that made him so hard to focus down, so hard to get a hold of, and he just spiraled out of control from that, so very well played on the Weaver. We'll see if it's going to be enough to fully end it out here. Legion Commander, of course, still thirsty, still looking for that duel. She has respawned, but she's still got no buyback. Radiant have got to play this so carefully. Rem is dead going in, looking for the dagger initiation. Blink forward, and we'll see if anyone's able to actually punish. This is absolutely the tensest moment of the game. It's mega creeps on mega creeps. Both teams dangerously close to losing this game. One lost core without buyback could mean they're done. And now BKB comes in from the Legion. She just wants to run away, but this will mean the Night Stalker is going to get focused down. No one particularly caring about the Static Storm from the Disruptor. And there we go. Fly, his daddy, just chunked by the Weaver. He goes into that Ghost form, but it's not going to be enough. Oh my goodness. Radiant, they go, they get it done. That's it. GG, well played, called out as the Ancient is exposed. It's melting. The Radiant didn't give up after a very difficult laning phase. Huge shout out to the Weaver for coming back from what looked like an insurmountable farm disadvantage. Juggernaut kept his eyes on the prize. The Crystal Maiden, with those Blink Frostbite initiations, consistently found the Radiant pickoffs and allowed them to claw their way back up from a huge kill disadvantage. Very, very well done. Now, I just want to talk to my girl PA a little bit. You tried, man. When it's getting tricky, you can't keep jumping into those crazy initiations. But once he started stacking up the damage, it actually paid off. PA, fair and balanced hero, but again, very well played Radiant team. Dire, they fought it out, but they couldn't beat the spirit of these guys. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed one of Annie's replay casts. Thank you very much to the person who submitted this. If you'd like your own replay cast, go to moonducktv/replaycast and see if we're in stock. Of course, now as the casting season's getting a little bit busier, we're going to have a little less time to do replays, but still keep checking back if you're interested. And of course, I'm always open to feedback. Feel free to leave it in the comments, or you can contact me directly at anniecasts@gmail.com. So thank you guys again for watching, and have a great day.